positively surprised about the questions and answers response, especially that the YouTube community has brought more questions than the Instagram community, so this is the first time it's happening, so this is an interesting twist. We had so many questions that we had to make the part 2 and part 3, so this is the part 2 of these answers. And we have many interesting ones like Jupiter and Venus yoga, how this influence the areas of Jupiter like wealth and knowledge, and also how this influence the marriage part. So we always know that if there is a yoga, there is this part of core and the description. So this can also change and give two interesting separate predictions. Then we have the aspects on the Aruda. Aruda is the point of manifestation, how you build yourself in society with the karmic frame given to you with the potentials and strengths, and also how you see yourself within that frame. Then we have about the Sharpa yoga. The Sharpa means snake. This is when at least 3 kendras are occupied by malefics. Kendra is the first, 4, 7 and 10. This is all about the moon. The kendra is the moon concept, and always we have this internal and external. External is a society and the internal is the mind. So the Sarpa yoga will influence these two things in your life. Then we have this Charakaraka replacement. This concept was revealed by our tradition. It's not good when the planets are occupying the same degree, both in the Jataka, which is the birth horoscope, but also in the Muhurta, which is the event chart, the chart when some important event starts in your life. This is like one planet is falling into that black hole. And what happens when 3 planets are in that degree, we will learn in this video. Now we have also about the 10th from Moon in the Navamsha. Moon in the Navamsha is very important. This is extolled by Sharavari and Jataka Parijata Vedic text about astrology. There are whole chapters on the moon position in the Navamsha in these specific signs and also with specific planets. And as the Navamsha shows the Prarabdha karma, this moon position will have to do a lot with preferences and likes, and we will discuss this also. And also more practical, how to see salary increase in our work, when we can expect the salary. Do we have to use the advanced chart like Kashinat Hora, or we can get like 10 from the Navamsha and 11th house from the Aruda Lagna? And now let's roll the intro and get more knowledge about these interesting topics. We have a question from Async. Jupiter-Venus conjunction in 2nd house for Virgo ascendant, what will the result? So if Jupiter is in the 2nd house with the Venus, it's very good for speech. So I would say that for Jyotisha, this can be very good yoga, this Venus and Jupiter in 2nd house, because the 2nd house is all about the eyes. If you are also reading the text, the 2nd house has a lot to do with using the knowledge, because it's the action of the 5th house. 10th from the 5th is the 2nd house. Therefore, if you have Jupiter, Mercury, the 2nd house, it is always good. And for wealth matters, we would like to have this Jupiter a little bit afflicted to bring more money. So if Jupiter is in these houses, he is having the Karakatva, like 2nd, 5th, 9, and 11. It's very good, and it's bringing the blessings of knowledge and also of the wealth. So this is enhancing this signification, this Karakatva of Jupiter. The next question is from Slime, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter having a Rasi aspect on Aquarius Aruda. All right, so this means that all these planets can be or can signify the sector in which you can work. So Sun can be Maharaj, which is the government, or spiritual. Mercury could be anything from economical to anything like industry also. Mars and Mercury can go in such direction. Mercury is also very good about communication, writing, and Jupiter is more for academia, right? So you have these options. You may also work simultaneously in all 3 or all 2 sectors. And yeah, depending on how these planets are in the different placement, then it can give you much more understanding which will dominate of these 3. For example, you can use the Navamsha, which planet is placed, then it will give more profound effect on you. We have then from Tarun Prasad Sharpa Yoga. A reason one will born with it and suitable best general remedies. So the reason is in Shastyamsa. If you want to understand how the curse or how any bad yoga, how you have gained it, it is from this past birth, definitely. And in the Shastyamsa, you may understand what has happened. So Sharpa Yoga is bringing few results. It can give the antisocial behavior. It can make someone very much with the wild mind. People with the Sharpa yoga may like risk. They may have also this impulsive behavior because the Kendra is also the moon concept. So if you have many malefics there, it may show a lot of things are going in the mind. If it's malefics, then this can be a bit wild mind. Now, interestingly, this is the concept internal. And again, like with the moon, we have also the external, which is more like support, society, and so on. So the Kendra is all about support. If you have malefics there, they may not be a lot of support for you. So whenever you go, right, whenever you turn, you are seeing a malefic, right? So this is a problematic situation. And this may be the situation of being entrapped. Just like we have in this Vedic text in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, there is this Lila of Narasimha and Prahlad. So if you have Lagna Lord Benefic, like in my case, I have the same situation. Lagna Lord Benefic in the 4th house, and you have malefics in the Kendra, then this is all about Prahlad Maharaj being surrounded by demons, right? This could be more in symbolic way as a situation, and maybe also people, right? Depending of the specific yoga you have in the chart. So if you have benefics in the Sarpa yoga, then you need to strengthen that benefic. That will give you the automatic remedy for Sarpa yoga. Also, if you activate this thing, like in my case, it's Mercury in 4th, so this could be anything communication in the home, creating the surrounding when I can write, communicate and express myself in the home. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm all the time I'm performing the remedy for the Sarpa yoga, and therefore this may not touch me so much. Also, you may, because it's a Kendra concept, you may use also the Bhava Balit, you may use the Navamsha, you may use many things, the Kendra to Sun, to Moon, how to understand better this influence on Sarpa yoga on you. If you found this video valuable so far, please don't forget to click the like button. You're helping me without any cost to push that channel farther. Subscribe if you'd like to get notification about similar videos. And now let's go back to this video. We have also a question from Jyotisha, Conscious Shiva Charya. Please clarify doubts on Charakaraka replacement. Moon at Maraka 22, Surya 22, Rahu in 7, 22. Yeah, so they are replacing. So Amatya Karaka is replacing the Atma Karaka, and then the Bratri Karaka is replacing the Amatya Karaka, and then this planet is replacing the Atma Karaka. So the one who is quite below will replace ultimately all, and it will be at the top. So this is the situation when you have this multiple Charakaraka replacement, and then for this you need to also see which planet will replace those empty spots. For example, for Amatya Karaka you may see the Jupiter, right? So it's depending which slot is empty, and then you need to take this planet which is replacing that slot. He will act like for this planet, and the planet who is below, right, is replacing. So for example, in my case, I have also Atma Karaka and Amatya Karaka in the same degrees. So my Amatya Karaka, which is Mercury, will become my Atma Karaka. Then there is the empty slot for Amatya Karaka, and usually this is covered by Jupiter. So this is interesting because Jupiter now becomes the Amatya Karaka and Mercury becomes the Atma Karaka. So the next question is from AZ, 10th from the moon or planet views in the Navamsha. What is purpose versus the 10th from moon in the D1? So first of all, we are using 10th house from the moon to see employment or our income in the Rasi chart. So this is the most important point to analyze the work, and we were doing that through beginning of the channel. This is also what I was taught at the beginning of this tradition. So 10th from Lagna shows how you work, 10th from moon is better indication for what you are doing in life. And sometimes, as we also have seen in this channel, this description of what you do is seen by the 10th Lord from moon taken to the Navamsha. For example, in my case, 10th Lord from moon is Venus and is in Scorpio in the 12th house in the Navamsha. So Scorpio has to do with Jyotish, right? It's again the sign of nodes, right? So science, Jyotisha, the nodes will be indicated. And this is in 12th house of spirituality, right? In the Navamsha, of death especially. So Jyotishas, which are doing with reincarnation, those who are loving to read the Shastyamsa chart, right? Shastyamsa is all about the past life. And if you see the moon in the Navamsha, then it is more about the preferences. So both 2nd house and 10th house from the moon in the Navamsha will also have their say in the work, but it will be more related to preferences. It's more about how you work. So 10th from moon in the Navamsha may show, for example, if you like to go for high distance or you like to work in the short distance. And the 2nd and 12th from moon will also will show in the Navamsha your preferences when it comes to marriage and the career life. And then we have a question from Taj. If person is in service, how can I predict their salary and the rises in the salary? So in the Dashamsa you may see the promotion, so when 5th house is indicated. Also I have seen that 1st, 10th house may also show a new work or some new projects are going on. And when it comes to the wealth, then there are indication more in the Rashi and Navamsha. So always when these planets are this Dana Yogas or anything related to 10th in Navamsha, 11 from Arudha Lagna, whatever is showing a big wealth, if that is also activated by the Dasha. So you need to connect, you need to see what is happening in the Dashamsa, and simultaneously you may have to see the Dana Yogas activated in the Rasi and in the Navamsha. Also advanced technique, the Sudasa, the D27, the Shamsa, the Navamsha with the 10th house, but ultimately it has to activate those Dana Yogas in the Rashi. So this is what I'm using in the practical way in the chart analysis. Also good point to see would be to open the Kashinat Hora. This is the special type of Hora, and just use the normal Moon Vimshotri and you can see how the Hora Lagna in this chart is activated throughout the Dasha. So the one planet will do something in the Dashamsa, it can give promotion, it can give some contract job or starting the business or taking loan for the business, and in the same way you may see what is happening in this Kashinat Hora, if that is bringing you more wealth or that is bringing you some investments and so on. So you have to use the many charts to understand what's going on, dynamics between what's happening in your work and also how this influences your financial position. Okay guys, that's gonna be it from me. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope you find this video interesting and informative. If you like to have your chart analyzed, examine the challenges on the front of health, relationships, career, properties or academics, how to turn this dynamics of your chart into and use the timings and remedies, hit me up in the email below and we can schedule the consultation for you. Please don't forget to click the thumbs up, subscribe for more. Thank you for being here and see you in the next one.